Hi Libra, this is Tara, and welcome to your October 2015 Psychic Tarot forecast. And thank you so much for joining me this month. I really appreciate your subscribes, your likes, your shares, and your comments. And I appreciate you all putting last month under the video, if you're clairsentient, clairaudient, voyant, whatever intuitive hits you get. As a matter of fact, I've done a video that I'm more than happy to send to you. This is a complimentary video of how to tune into two of the different ways we receive messages. One is clairvoyant, and the other is clairsentient, how we feel, which really go hand in hand because our feelings are what give us the message. So if you would like that video, it's a complimentary, like I said, go onto my website, the main page to the right. There is a place to put your name and your email address, and I will send that to you. And so let's move on to the reading. I'm again using John Holland's Psychic Tarot deck. Beautiful artwork. And these cards really talk to me, as I've said before, and when they want to come out like that, then that is part of a message that, in fact, okay, so it's lively for you guys. I've had mostly lively cards. In fact, they're still waiting to come out. Mostly lively cards. The last sign I did, which I believe was Aries, it wanted to be very specific on which cards wanted to come out. So it's interesting to me how that works. Okay, so let's start with the first card, and this is a chakra card, and this is the first chakra. Okay, so this has to do with grounding, with feeling grounded, feeling secure. The first chakra is down at the base of the spine, and that has to do with our financial security, our security overall. And the stones, the crystals for that, I do readings at a large crystal store. The crystals for that would be anything, any stone that is red, and that helps ground us and balance out that chakra feeling. It also has the feeling of exercising. I know that you guys last month, it feels like maybe there was a lot going on in previous months, and you maybe took a little bit of a rest if you could. It feels like there was some social time, but hopefully you got to take a little bit of rest for your birthday month that was at the end of September and going into October. But now it feels like to really move your body, whether you do yoga or, Pilates, or you swim indoors, of course, because now we're in the beautiful fall, or not. And some people swim outdoors. Here in Austin, there's a beautiful place called Barton Springs, and it's cold, and people do it in the winter and the summer. Also, I'm seeing like a mountain range. So any of you that are around mountains, or you're getting ready to plan a ski trip, that just the thinking about it, just the looking into it, looking on the computer, it helps ground you so that because you're getting ready to go into a cycle of, it feels like, more abundance, more money. And when you have your feet on the ground, then you get clearer messages on how to do that. A lot of times people like to live up here in 6th and 7th chakras, and that's fun, that's like la la land, but we need to, here on earth, have our feet on the ground so that you can manifest what it is financially that you want to. And so that is coming up actually pretty strong for me, for you. Okay, and so your next card of this 4-card spread, okay, this is an interesting card to come up next. This is the Authority card. And in traditional tarot, this is the same as the Emperor card. Emperor card. So as you know, the Emperor card has to do with authority. It has to do also with strife. Through whatever battles you've been through, you're still feeling a bit of authority, a bit of power, of presence, of, it does feel like, with Saturn being so heavily inundated in your chart, and believe me, my Libra sun, so I get it, in your chart, then you really felt a lot of like you've been knocked around a time or two or three or four. So you have built up some strong inner reserve, some strength and resolution for yourself. I feel like a lot of you are making decisions and or being direct to people that like you've never been before. Like even 2 years ago, you wouldn't have commented on something, or you wouldn't have given your opinion in a way that you are now. And it's not really about being bossy or brash. It's about knowing where you're coming from and not leaning on other people as much. So that feels pretty important for me, for you. And this is a major arcana, which is a theme playing out in your life. What I'm getting when I see this, interestingly enough, because I look at these straight on and intuitively, is the hardware. The brass, the gold on his belt, the gold chain that's right in through here with the two knobs. So it feels to me, like I was saying a minute ago, that you haven't hardened as spirits, but maybe you have become, you have your outer shell, and your inner shell feels a little bit like it has hardened some, not to a bad point, but actually to a good point, to where you can make decisions and you feel comfortable with it and you feel safe with it, because that's a lot of what decisions are about, is not being wishy-washy, but saying, okay, no, this is what I get, this is what I feel is right, and this is what I'm going to do. So good for you, Libra. Okay, so the third card in your 4-card spread is the Sacral chakra. So this is the second chakra, which is interesting that you had, your first card was the first chakra, and your second card is, or your third card is the second chakra. Is this making sense to you? It is to me. And the second chakra is right below your belly button, and that has to do with creativity, which, as you can see, the color orange. It also has to do with feminine intuition. It has to do with, that's the womb area, so the babies, evolve and create and grow and that sort of thing. And when I look at this card for you, it's very, very beautiful. If you look at the mandala, it's just very sweet, very charming. Orange, again, very creative. So I'm seeing some of you have really, in the last, here lately, have been putting together some projects that you're now ready to step out on. You're ready to take that creative and that strength that you got on the last card and just do it. It's now the time to take the lead with these projects. It's now this time, or wait until next year, because I feel like if you do it now before the holidays, then you're going to really make some headway. I'm hearing those words. You're really going to make a lot of headway if you start now in October. And you're in your birthday month, which is good. So feel that, create it, and go with it. There's some really awesome projects, and do you hear that music in the background? Sort of feels like adding music to this. It feels like there's some, what I'm saying is, it feels like there's some projects that maybe to you, that's a funny sign, that maybe feel to you like I'm seeing like higher up on the ground, so maybe musical notes or something like that. Interesting that I just heard that. They feel lighter, they feel not as heavy as they have. Maybe you struggled last month to get some stuff off the ground. You're thinking, when is this going to happen? When is this going to come to pass? Well, it's getting ready to. So step out and get on it. Go ahead and put your foot down and put your foot on the pedal to the metal. Okay, so your last card of this 4-card spread, Libra, is an emotion card, and this is memories of love, which is also the number 6. And in numerology, as you know, I'm a numerologist. In numerology, 6 has to do with family, community, love, responsibility. Those we love on a very, it's also green, has to do with the heart chakra. Those we love on a very personal basis, and those also that we love pets. It can even be work. It can even be being separated, and there's memories of love. So that's what it's feeling like for me, for you. This is of course a general reading, but there is definitely some memories that you hold and you place in your heart, and it feels like that you, in fact, take a look at the card. this person is holding these memories. And so that feels like for me that you have some, that it's like a recipe book. You know, it's just each ingredient is so important to the overall picture. And you're feeling, and I'm getting all these senses as I'm talking about this, like a photo album. So you're getting all these senses of what was the bigger picture of a beautiful thing. And so maybe you know, this could be about pets lost, and I'm not only feeling pets that have passed on, but also maybe a lost pet. I'm also feeling that any of you that have relationships that are, could be a water sign. So this could be about a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio. So that could be your moon or rising, or it could be with someone that you are close to that is a water sign. So put in the comments below if that resonates with you, or you have a close friend that's a water sign. It may be that you've moved away, or that you're getting ready to move, and there's some memories of where you were, some memories of friendships, of good times together. It may be that there is a relationship that maybe you need to part ways. I feel like you're on a pretty steady pace, so I feel like you're going to feel that out and not make any hasty decisions, and not hesitate to know where you're coming from, because where you're coming from is important for you to value that, important for you to value who you are and communicate who you are. Okay, so what I'm seeing mostly in this is the purple water, and I feel like with knowing where you are, it builds up your spiritual strength. It gives you like a high vibration. Instead of coming from fear, which is the lower vibration, you're coming from a higher place of, and also there's some forgiveness involved in this as well. You know, forgiveness is a great place to start in building any type of spiritual foundation. Forgiveness, gratitude, anything like that is so important, because then we can move on. When I mentor my clients, I'll say, stay positive, stay on the high road, no matter what's going on around you. We all have stuff going on around us that are happening to us and around us. And it's like, what is this about? So stay on the positive road. This is what will keep the opportunities flowing. I feel like you guys have a bunch that are coming up, and I really am excited for you and what's going on. Okay, Libra, thank you so much for tuning in this month, and I encourage you to subscribe, like I said, and or go on my website, and you can either order a reading through the scheduler, or you can call or text me. My phone number is below, and you can email me at themagicalmatrix@gmail.com, and let me know if you have any questions, and let me know if you want to schedule that way. I am open to talking with you. Thank you again so much, and I hope you have a very calm, very creative, energetic, and loving October, and I'll see you in November.